Oh, hello. Yes, this is an interesting angle. A little bit of a different video, a quick, short and sweet one, hopefully. And the reason why I'm doing it like this is because I've got some different storage solutions with regards to my shirts. If you follow my Instagram, you've probably seen me post a few little photographs and a wee video showing what I've done. And maybe if you look over my shoulder, you can see a little bit of what's happened. So I'm going to turn the camera around and I'll show you a little bit what's occurred. And then I'll give you a little bit of an update on how, if you're interested in doing it yourself, where to get them from, and the reasons why I've done it, though it should be pretty self-explanatory. So let's have a look, shall we? Right here then, so as you can see that most of these shirts here have this sort of plastic sleeving over it, and if I just sort of go and grab and put my fingers on, you can see it's sort of rustling away there, and the idea is, well, it's pretty simple really. These plastic casements run all the way to the bottom, hang below the shirt itself, and of course they're on both sides, and well, quite simply it's to protect the shirts. I've kind of been wanting to do something like this for a while now because, well, it makes really sense. Usually when you get to a decent amount of shirts, they do have some value, and it would be kind of silly just to hope and pray that nothing would ever go wrong. So the first benefit quite clearly is going to be, well, dust. No dust would accrue on them, though I've been quite fortunate with that. I've never really had to worry about de-dusting my shirts. I don't know whether or not it's just the room itself, but it seems to be okay. The second, and maybe one of the best benefits, is the shirts now don't really sort of connect with each other, so there's less chance that a sponsor, on whichever side it may be, could transfer onto another shirt, or if two sponsors put together, stick together, it's something that can happen. Now, luckily, I don't really force them together too tightly. Like there's not much space, but I know some people, when they put their shirts on, they really compact them, and that will only sort of really increase the chance of that occurring. And then I suppose the other benefit is if I'm walking through here for whatever reason and I've got a drink or just something and it does sort of spill, I mean, there's probably still a decent chance it'll go straight through if it's something quite warm, but it's a level of defense that wouldn't have been there in the first instance. So yeah, it kind of makes sense for me to do it. Now, the problem is, of course, I went and bought 100 first, just to really make sure that they sort of fit. And they do, they're wonderfully sized. Of course, I still have all of those to do there. I have these two here to go, because I'm going to show you quite the process of how to do it. It's a really simple enough thing to do. I mean, I don't really think it needs to be done, but we might as well add it in for the video. So I shall go ahead and set it up, and you can see the process that I do when it comes to the sort of putting the shirts in the sleeves. Okay then, hopefully you can hear me. I don't have a sort of lapel microphone, so hopefully the camera picks up decently enough. So effectively, the sheets come in sort of, at least the ones that I bought, they come in two that are stuck together. And the idea is that they've sort of joined here, and it's really simple. All you do is just tear them apart like that. You don't have to pull it particularly difficult. No need to use any force, and they don't rip apart. So they are rather durable. And then it's really simple enough. You just sort of open it up. If we grab one of these, which is my AEK Athens shirt, of course you've got your hanger, which the benefit is when you put it in, so get it all the way to the top, and then just a little bit of fiddling around at the top. There is a hole which is dedicated, and you sort of pull it through, hang it down, and then there you go. So it sticks out the top. Now this is entirely covered all the way through to the bottom there. Simple as that. And then you just simply stir it onto whatever it is you store them on, and there you go. So we've got one more to go. There we go, simple again, and we have Fortuna Dusseldorf there, another yellow shirt, so we'll just stick it in, put it down the sides, put it down the sides, and then here we go, we're at the top, like that, down the gap, put it down so it's nice and neat. And there we go, so you've still got the gap at the bottom there, so it's not hanging out right towards there, and it's nice on the back there. Place it into the storage, and there we go. So it's really a simple process. Of course, it really depends on how many shirts you do own yourself. I naturally have a decent amount, but if you've got maybe say 20 or 30, you could easily do it within the space of like 20-25 minutes. I bought them and it came in a box just like this, just a simple enough cardboard box. I bought 100 just to test it. I think the sizes I bought were, I think it was something like 22-inch width chest, which is good enough for medium because a medium generally is sort of 19 to 20 chest, so it gives a little bit of a gap. And as you can see, if you grab one of these, there's a little bit of play either side, which is what you want. I suppose you don't want it to be too tight. And then lengthwise, again, medium. I went for 40 inches down, I believe. I think generally they're about 36, so you've got that little bit of play at the bottom there. There are also longer ones or shorter ones. It really depends on what your preferences are. I suppose if you get them too long, then they kind of do stick down quite far. I do have some boxes underneath where these shirts are held. I've had to move them around a little bit now because the plastic sheet does get to them. I bought these ones off eBay. I've got no affiliation with this random faceless plastic manufacturer, but they were like £18, I think, possibly something like that for the 100. But of course, if you buy more, you can get more for less. So the next lot I'm going to buy is probably going to be 200 or 251, and I can fill out the ones that I've got left in here, and then I can fill out the ones that I have in my other room, and that should be them all sort of cared for. And to be honest, it just looks quite cool. It's nice. It keeps them safe, and you've got that peace of mind that if I were to brush past it and I catch it with something, it won't necessarily cause any nicks or any problems that way. So yeah, that's just something I've done. I thought it's been something I should have really been doing since the beginning, to be honest, because any bit of protection is better than nothing. If I really wanted to go for it and protect against something like the sunlight, you would get some of those cases that sort of cover it entirely and are sort of not opaque. You cannot see through them. Problem is then, I can't see my shirts, so it's kind of like, I don't ever wear them and then I'm never going to see them. So this is where I've gone for. It's fine. The sun doesn't really get in here too frequently anyway, especially during the winter, so I should be okay. But that is it. That's just a little update on you. If you've got any suggestions or any tips that you have when it comes to storage of shirts, I'm sure we'd all love to know. I'd love to know. Anything that can help preserve these is quite clearly going to be beneficial for me and the collection going forwards. I have some other ideas that I'm going to be doing also for my other shirts, which are kind of just in boxes, because of course I don't have amazing amount of rail space. Anybody who collects shirts will definitely know that that is quite difficult and a premium when it comes to storage, but that will be happening in the next sort of few months or so. So once that occurs, I'll do another update there, and hopefully it will look a little bit better and a little bit more professional. So yes, that is it. As always, thank you for watching my videos. Slightly different, but quite a simple one today, and then on Friday I'll show you another one of my new shirts that I've added to my collection. So thank you for watching my videos, and I'll see you then. Goodbye.